Thanks, Jimmy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start. I want to thank everyone for coming. My name is Robert Garcia. I'm the ranking member of Oversight. We're going to hear from Mayor Bass. We're also going to hear from our vice-ranking member, the number 2 Democrat on our committee, Jasmine Crockett, and we're also going to hear, from Jimmy Gomez, who represents, of course, Los Angeles, and we're in his district. And then any other questions, all the members can chime in during Q&A and say anything they'd like. Let me just start by saying that we are here to do real oversight of the Trump administration. Right now, Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, Stephen Miller, Tom Homan are causing terror, not just in Los Angeles and LA County, but across the country. We know that over 170 U.S. citizens have been detained without any due process throughout this entire action that is being laid out by this administration. We know that there are hundreds of other migrants, undocumented workers, people that are residents that have temporary permits to be here have also been detained without any due process. We also know that our Constitution provides due process for all persons, citizens and non-citizens alike. We're here because we want to do oversight and collect the stories from the public here in Los Angeles, and we'll be doing hearings on a variety of topics, of course, across the country. I want to thank Mayor Bass for her incredible leadership in the city of Los Angeles and across the country. We were together just a few weeks ago when we announced this hearing here in Los Angeles. And I want to also add that just this morning, Oversight Democrats launched our immigration enforcement dashboard. This is a one-of-a-kind dashboard that collects and archives all information of possible misconduct across the country and collects it in one place on the Oversight website. We believe this is the only dashboard of its kind in the country, and there are already over 250 incidents of alleged and possible abuse by ICE, CBP, and other agencies that are in the actual archive and dashboard right now. And the public should know across the country that you can now go onto this website and submit your own incidents of possible misconduct for the public record and for us to investigate. And so we're grateful to be here. We will hold this administration accountable, and I want to turn this over to Mayor Bass.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ranking Member Garcia. And let me just say that I want to thank you for your leadership, for answering the call of Angelenos, who said, please begin a congressional investigation. We want the record to be established now. Typically what happens is after an egregious moment in history, in the future, people look backwards and say what actually happened. We want that investigation to happen right now. And so I appreciate all of my former congressional colleagues who are here today, many who traveled from out of the city or out of the state to be here. We knew that on June 6th, an experiment was being launched, and it started right here in Los Angeles. We know that this has now spread to many other cities, and I am hoping, and I know under your leadership, that you will be traveling to those other cities, and we will soon have a national record. I have to say that although the raids have fallen from the headlines, these raids continue to happen every single day. And as we move into the holiday season, my heart is with those families who have missing members. We need to keep them in our thoughts and prayers as we go into the holiday season. The blanket of fear and terror continues and absolutely must end.
Good morning or afternoon. I've lost track. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. And I just want to say that as the ranking member gave his opening remarks, all I could think about is that he is the American dream. Right now, we are living an American nightmare. I don't know how many other Robert Garcias right now, unfortunately, are having their parents stripped away from them. How many other Robert Garcias, unfortunately, are being nabbed themselves? How many other Robert Garcia's dreams are dying when they came to the land of the free and the land of opportunity? Let me tell you something. I am here because this is truly life or death. We have an administration that is not only killing people, but is a dream killer right now. That is not the best of America. We are here because we care. I know so many people are frustrated and don't believe in politicians, but let me tell you that it takes real courage in this moment to stand up. And that is why we stand with and behind your mayor, because she knows what it is to be under attack by this administration. We understand that to be elected nowadays isn't just about service. It literally is life or death if you decide that you want to do what is right. So let me tell you, we are standing with your elected leaders because they are protecting the people from their own federal government that is dishing out death. And when I say that, I don't say it lightly. I say it because the numbers bear it out. I say it because we have a record number of people that have passed away in ICE custody. This is not the best of America. I know someone promised that they would make America great. I am telling you that they are doing just the opposite. I am telling you that we are a land of immigrants. It is time to do immigration right. It is time to make sure that we live up to the promise of this country. The idea that someone ran and said that I will get rid of the bad guys, yet we know more than 50% of the people that are currently being detained in custody have no criminal records at all. Zero, nada. So tell me why you are taking those people out of their communities. They are our neighbors. They are our friends. And frankly, they contribute to the fabric of this country. They are what make this country great, not your thuggish ICE agents who literally are spitting on our Constitution, as well as everything that we think patriotism ought to be. So with that, I want you to know, whether you are in Los Angeles, whether you are in Chicago, whether you are in any city in North Carolina, let me be clear. Democrats, specifically on the Oversight Committee, we got your back. I want you to know that this is about doing what's right. This isn't right or left for us. This is right or wrong. And I am telling you right now, this administration is wrong.
This is very personal for a lot of us. If we look at all the members, raise your hand if you're a son of immigrants or you're an immigrant yourself as your members. Raise them high so people, or a child. Here's the thing. We know what it's like because in Trump's America, you're guilty until proven innocent if you're brown, if you're Latino, if you're an undocumented worker, if you are just minding your own business. I think about my mother, who's been in this country for years. She's a U.S. citizen, but her English isn't very good, neither is mine. And I have no doubt that if she was walking alone here in LA, she could get pulled over, thrown to the ground, and questioned. When she was in Mexico coming back, we debated, should one of us in our family go and meet her to bring her home? And that's why this fear is all over our communities. Because the reality is that they're gonna go after anybody. They might start with the people who are undocumented, then they go to the legal permanent residents, then they go to the kids of immigrants, and then people who became naturalized. It doesn't stop until we put a stop to it. And we know that this in LA started in my district, that it was only gonna spread. It was gonna spread to every state in the union, because temporary troops today means permanent troops tomorrow. And it's a violation of the Constitution, and it's going to eroding of our democracy. This means something for all of us, but it should mean something for every single person living in the United States. This is the moment that we have to reclaim our democracy. At the same time, individuals that work for Donald Trump believe that they're immune. They believe that they're untouchable. But today, with this hearing led by the Oversight Committee, led by Ranking Member Garcia, we're telling them that you might think you're safe, but we're going to come after you. If you violated the law, you threw somebody down, you were abuse of power, we're going to come after you. Don't think it ends when Donald Trump is out of office. This will not end until we hold every single person that have violated the Constitution and the rights of people in our communities accountable. And we're not going to let that $175 billion slush fund that was for CBP and ICE enforcement to stand either. Because that is too dangerous, not just for immigrant communities, but for the democracy itself. So this is the first of many hearings. And I count on Robert Garcia and all the members on the Oversight Committee and not on the Oversight Committee to hold this administration accountable. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Jim. Déjame decir en español una cosa y después voy a hablar para any questions. Estamos acá, soy Robert Garcia, está mucho gusto estar acá con Mayor Karen Bass y miembros de nuestro comité de Oversight. Quiero decir que es bien importante que la comunidad sepa que Donald Trump, Kristi Noem y todos lo que están haciendo, lo terrible que están haciendo en las calles, no más de Los Ángeles, pero todo el país. Nosotros acá, demócratas en el Congreso, te apoyamos, sabemos lo que está pasando y queremos tomar toda la información de la comunidad para poder decirle a Donald Trump que eso no puede ser en este país, en Los Ángeles, en esta comunidad. Gente está viniendo acá para trabajar, para estar con sus familias, para poder decirles a su comunidad que ellos además quieren trabajar. Y lo que está pasando, robando gente en nuestras calles, nadie en este país debe apoyar. Para nosotros, gracias por estar acá, alcaldesa, gracias por tenernos acá en Los Ángeles, y voy a hablar por questions. So I'm going to open up for any questions. I'm going to allow any other members that want to jump in to answer those questions to do so as well.
I'm curious, have you had in private discussions with people across the aisle concerns?
Go ahead.
Yeah, have you, with people across the aisle?
The question is, have we talked to other Republicans or other people across the aisle? Have any of them expressed any other concerns?
That you've been talking about here?
The only thing that I have heard is when you have Chip Roy standing up for somebody in his district saying, well, this immigrant is different. They're in my district and I know them. That is the story of every immigrant, or many of the immigrants across Los Angeles and this country, where they are our brothers, our sisters, and our mothers. But they don't know a Republican who's willing to speak up. Steve Scalise did this too. He spoke up for one of his constituents. So it's only if you know that people in power now, are they willing to step up? But those stories are the stories of everybody. The other one thing I just want to add, let us not forget that just a few days ago, the administration, prosecutors had to dismiss charges against a woman who ICE lied about. They said that she rammed their car. They said that she was a risk, and they shot her multiple times. This is why we need people to share their stories. We need people to take video because people are afraid to share their stories. We have to hold them accountable because they feel empowered to do whatever they want, and we cannot allow that to happen.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Congressman Barragan. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. We see that this is something that you're mentioning today, but is this going to be an ongoing basis where you're going to have more witnesses coming to you, where they're going to be reporting about these injustices that are happening, or what is next?
Sure, I'm going to let somebody else from the Oversight Committee answer that. Anybody else want to?
Sure.
Sure. Going to continue.
I think this is absolutely just the beginning of this work. The Congresswoman Jasmine, and sorry, I represent Phoenix, Arizona. The dashboard that was launched today is a critical tool, and that's what we want every single person in the country to make sure they're submitting anything that they know of, and we will assess credibility, but we want to make sure we're tracking everything that's happening across the country. I want to echo what Congresswoman Barragan said about videos. This is also on the public to make sure we are out there. We know our rights. We're taking videos. We're taking footage. It takes everyone. But yes, absolutely, this is the beginning. I know we're talking with the Judiciary Committee as well about doing something in Phoenix, Arizona. There's detention centers across this country. that are going to quadruple because $40 billion from the Trump reconciliation bill is going towards expanding and funneling money into Core Civic and Geo Group, the two major private prison companies that gave billions of dollars to help elect Donald Trump that are now profiting. And I've been inside these detention centers 3 times in Arizona. They are horrific. I've spoken with dozens of women who are being abused there every single day. And so their stories are also important. There's what we're seeing on the streets that ICE is doing. And then there's a lot happening inside the facilities that we have very little eyes on.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Yes, please.
Hi, Latifah Simon from California's 12th Congressional District up in the Bay Area. I think it should be noted that Los Angeles County has one of the nation's most cohesive ecosystem of immigrant justice organizations, from the ACLU to Churla to organizations that you'll find in this room who have been ready and willing to provide legal opportunities and services to folks on the ground. They are working with members of Congress and, of course, the Board of Supervisors and the City Council here. This is a roadmap that every single state in the country should use. Our folks on the ground understand the tyranny that is happening, and they are communicating and lifting up these stories to their local elected officials. And the Oversight Committee and members of Congress on the Democratic side are also here to listen. We are not the only body. I want to be clear. If you are here in Los Angeles County, if you are in the Bay Area, if you are in Detroit, if you are in Louisiana, know that there are folks in your community who are ready and willing to hear your stories and translate those stories, not only to our dashboard, but to their local city councils, and of course, to their governors, and of course, to the folks in the United States Congress.
Thank you.
Months ago, you said that LA was going to be the blueprint. It turns out you were right. Has anybody across the country come to you seeking advice? And what would you tell them?
Oh, sure. You should know that 3 days after the first raid, I did a Zoom call with over 120 mayors. So mayors are in conversation with each other, especially the mayors whose cities have been under attack. We're all sharing our stories, and I just think it's most important, the protests that have taken place. Could you imagine if no one protested this at all? It is critical that we document. It is critical that we resist. We resist lawfully because we don't want to give them an excuse. What they want to do is provoke people into violence. But yes, we are all sharing what is happening and what is our response.
A question of Congress members. Congress has mandated that the ICE and detention centers report on data about transgender people, but they are not reporting that data. Why is this dangerous, and what are you doing to address it to ensure that people who are already marginalized are protected?
Look, Dave Min, California 47, just to the south of here in Orange County, and I actually represent a very moderate district. I won one of the closest races in the country last year, and just to echo what other people are saying, we are hearing from people across the ideological spectrum who are concerned right now about the heartbreaking stories. And yes, it's happening in places like Newport Beach and Irvine, places that don't make the headlines necessarily, but we are getting raided nonstop as well. And my heart breaks for those families. But as a former law professor, I am outraged by the lawlessness of this ICE, of this DHS, whether it's on reporting requirements, whether it's on obeying the law that requires them to allow members of Congress to visit and come and oversee what is happening at these facilities, whether it is the daily abuses of the rule of law we see on videos, in eyewitness testimonies where you have ICE agents attacking and assaulting people in the streets. They are violating the law in myriad of ways. We have now seen 25 people that we know of who've died in ICE custody. That is why Judy Chu and I led a letter this past week to DHS, co-signed by 43 other members, including most of the people behind me, asking for answers on what is going on with the medical attention being provided. So there's a litany of issues right now, and we are not getting answers. I authored 2 other letters earlier this year to ICE, the Inspector General, and then the DHS. I had Christy Noem, asking for who these ICE agents are. Are they subject to criminal background checks? What kind of training do they go through? Because they don't act like law enforcement agents. They are attacking people on the streets. They're not wearing body cams. They're wearing masks. And are there any investigations done when they're accused of any wrongdoing? And we've gotten 0 answers to this. My one interaction with senior ICE agents where I went to a facility and talked to them, They just lied to me. They claimed that there were 0 warrantless raids happening in Orange County, something we knew not to be true. They claimed that there had been 0 complaints or litigation filed against ICE or DHS or CBP in Orange County, something we knew was demonstrably not true. So right now, all we're getting out of this administration is lawlessness, a lack of accountability. People need to be held to account. Unless you think Donald Trump's going to be president forever, there will be accountability at some point. There are people violating the law right now. It's the highest level of this administration who deserve to be in prison. And I hope that we as a committee are able to dig down and try to get answers on this lawlessness that we're seeing.
Let me answer.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
And yes, on trans, yes.
Okay. Let me just be clear as it relates to trans folk. First of all, we can't trust this administration to do right by any reporting. If they don't want to report accurate job numbers, honey, I don't expect to get accurate information about trans folk. I just want to be clear about that. In addition to that, we have seen that this administration has been very clear about taking away the personhood of trans folk specifically, not just when it comes to ICE, but we know that we just got them talking about how someone will be classified as it relates to their passport in and of itself. So this is why this dashboard matters. This is why the leadership of the Oversight Committee matters, because we can't tell these stories. We won't know these stories, but I can tell you trans people are loved too. So they've got loved ones, and those loved ones need to make sure that they understand that we stand for everybody in this country. We understand that they really should be respected in a way that this administration never will. So I want you all to know that you have a safe space with us. Please tell your stories. I know it is not easy to trust a government that is attacking everybody. I get it. I don't trust them. I'm being perfectly honest, but you can trust us. So make sure that you're using the dashboard that we've set up. Tell the stories of your loved ones. We need to know who's being disappeared. We need to know whether or not they are missing their medications, because they need medication as well. We understand people are going through transition. We get it all. So make sure that you are giving us the information.
Let me open up for other questions.
Yeah, we know in Texas, Trump's cheating scandal is being challenged in the court, and also Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's resigning. If and when House Democrats take back control, how quickly are we going to see some of this accountability?
Overnight.
Anyone else want to answer? Anybody? Norma? Go ahead. And then after this, we're going to take one more question, and then I'm going to also allow the chairwoman. I'm going to speak Spanish. Chairwoman, I'll have you close this as well, okay?
Mention Homeland.
I would say immediately after. We don't have another cheek to turn. And I think that that is the clear message that we are sending by having this oversight hearing, is that no more cheeks to turn. We need accountability and transparency for all of the people that are disappearing, all of the people that are being beaten up in the community, and every single lie that Donald Trump and his hate agents have spilled to members of Congress, to the judicial system. They are liars, plain and simple. Quiero decir algo muy importante en español, porque no creo que aquí podemos hacer nuestro trabajo sin decirlo en español para la comunidad que realmente son el target de esta administración. Todas las semanas, todos los viernes, mi oficina va adelanto. ¿Por qué? Porque es necesario estar presente. Es necesario tener un oversight de lo que están haciendo, de qué está pasando. He tenido una señora que ella no habla ni español ni inglés. Ella habla otro idioma, chino. No me han querido dar nadie para poder hacer la traslación. Ella tiene un tumor en la cabeza y lo único que le han dado es Tylenol. Y cuando yo les dije que el presidente no ha dicho que Tylenol causa unos problemas mentales, fue cuando le cambiaron la medicina y cuando al fin le dieron el examen en el cerebro que ella necesitaba. Estamos aquí porque todos nosotros estamos en la misma caja. Mi esposo, mi familia, todos han firmado esa fórmula que necesitamos para poderlos encontrar. Porque cuando los mandan de una cárcel a la otra y andan en camino, en tránsito, están desaparecidos. Totalmente desaparecidos. Entonces, la conveniencia de ellos es tenerlos desaparecidos. En septiembre fui a Guatemala, 35,000 guatemaltecos han sido deportados hasta el fin del mes de agosto. Imagínense, del 20 de enero, cuando este presidente tomó el juramento, hasta agosto, 35,000 personas. Muchos no tenían su medicina, no tenían sillas de ruedas, y muchas de las mujeres no tenían su vestido típico porque han sido deportadas con su ropa de trabajo aquí en los Estados Unidos. Sin ese vestido típico no pueden regresar ellas ni a sus pueblitos que ellos tienen. Así que esta administración está mandando no a criminales de regreso, están mandando a personas que realmente son parte de nuestra economía y son responsables por todos los trabajos que tenemos y por todos los sueños americanos que se han podido realizar.
Thank you. I'm gonna, yeah. We're doing one last question, and then I'm gonna have. Hold on a second. I'm gonna do one more question.
The actual people of LA, the constituents, the residents, and we need to talk to you. Can we assume that this is a signal to all of you that you, at the city, Mayor Bass, you're ready to stand behind the residents of LA who are protesting the federal government, that you're ready to stand with us as we protest them, and to Congress, it has been very well documented what has happened in LA. It has been very well documented. There's hundreds and thousands of videos of what has happened. What is your actual plan to hold people accountable? Because there is proof, and we protest every day, and we are not only attacked by DHS and ICE and the federal government, we are attacked by our own city. We are attacked by LAPD. There is no right to protest in LA right now.
Thank you. Let me.
We don't want to defend ourselves from our city. We just want to stand up to the federal government.
Thank you. Let me begin. I'll let Mayor Bass answer that as well, and then I'm going to also allow Chairwoman Waters, who is our most senior member here and an experienced member here, to close us out, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Let me just say first, I can speak on behalf of the Congress. We understand that we might be in the minority and that we don't have the full power of being in the majority, but that is not going to stop our aggressive action in taking on the Trump administration, Kristi Noem, and the horror that they're causing and terror across the country. That is why we're here in Los Angeles on the ground with the amount of members from across the country. That is why we are launching investigations, not just in Oversight, but in other committees across the Congress. And that is why we're going into the community to meet with people. I can't tell you how important it is for the Congress to also document and take a public record of what is actually happening on the ground, which is exactly why we're here, and that work is going to continue. Mayor.
Let me just quickly say that the right to protest and express your First Amendment rights is always going to be guaranteed in the city of Los Angeles. What is critical is that protests be organized and peaceful, because the first and foremost thing this administration would be for vandalism and violence to take place as a provocation, and then they can bring back the military. And I'm happy to pass the mic to our esteemed colleague, Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am so pleased that Robert Garcia is here and the mayor is here. This is an important press conference that is being held to let you know what we're all doing, resisting this low-down, dirty, no-good, filthy president of the United States of America. Let me just say this. They are targeting our leadership, both in the Latino community and in the Black community. And while they're targeting them and following them, I'm on the street and I'm following ICE and I'm targeting ICE. And I went to the Deportation Center. If David Huerta is here, I came to see about you, David. I came to see about you. I came to see about you because we've got to let them know that they're not going to get away with this. We're documenting everything. We're resisting. And I want to tell you, you are seeing the biggest coming together of the Black and brown community that we've seen in this city ever. We are organized. We are coalescing with each other, and we're going to fight together. And the question that you're asking, the protest must continue. You must not stop. I'm protesting. I've been to 11 of them. I stay on the street, in the alleys, wherever I need to be. We're not afraid, but we're smart. And as the mayor said, we're not going to let him trigger us into a confrontation, because we know that he would love to have martial law. He's moving toward a civil law. We're not going to have it, but we're going to win. We're going to win in the final analysis because of the kind of leadership that we have with Garcia and the mayor and others. Thank you all very much.
Can I say something for 10 seconds?
No, we're gonna call it. Okay, thank you all. We're going to get back to the hearing right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.